Hey, Chris Kennedy here. It is an interesting time in real estate, especially in the Florida market, because it's been acting differently than most places in the US. And in this video, we're going to explore why and what's going on. So despite all of the negative news or crazy titles you might be reading in news articles, Florida is leading the way in home price increases from 2021 to 2022 with 15% year-over-year increase, followed by North Carolina at 13%. Redfin just reported a 45% dip in luxury home sales year-over-year. However, Orlando just had a $35 million sale, which is a record over double what it was the year before. And Tampa continues to build luxury condominium high-rises like the Ritz-Carlton Residence, which has 2 towers. One is completely sold out and the other one is almost sold out. Right now, there's about 3 months of inventory in Orlando and in Tampa. However, when buyers are coming in from out of town, sometimes they can be discouraged because they're not finding enough inventory for them to have good options. And then sellers sometimes have trouble selling homes. So it doesn't make a lot of sense and it can be a little confusing. So I want to share a little bit of insight with you on the different types of markets within Greater Orlando and Greater Tampa so that you'll have a better understanding if you already live here and what to expect for your potential home sale, or if you're a potential buyer looking to invest or buy into the Greater Orlando or Greater Tampa area. Both Greater Orlando and Greater Tampa have 2 different types of real estate markets. There's mostly a primary residential home market, then there's also a vacation or secondary home market, and they both act completely different. We've seen a large increase in inventory in the Orlando vacation home market. These are a lot of the Airbnb and short-term rental style properties. 2022 wasn't the best year for short-term rentals. I'm sure with the whole glooming economy out there, people took a break on taking vacations or held back on taking vacations to maybe save money, or maybe inflation was the cause of not taking vacations because it was too expensive. We can speculate as to why, but we do know it wasn't as good of a rental market. And that does impact people's perception or investors' perceptions in the value of these short-term rental properties because it doesn't show the rental income. And numbers have to pan out for investors to make sense to purchase these homes. So if it wasn't something that people were going to use and enjoy for themselves, it would be just an investor, and there were a decrease in the amount of people buying those and an increase of those coming to the market. So when you look at these markets, it looks like there's quite a lot of inventory and the prices are starting to come down a little bit there as well. But what most of Orlando and Tampa consist of is a primary residential market. And within the primary residential market here, there are 2 different types of markets, right? There's the pre-existing, well-established areas, then the brand new construction areas. And I'm talking about the large master plan communities on the perimeters of Greater Orlando and Greater Tampa. Both of these markets also act a little bit differently. In the very well-established areas like Winter Park, College Park, Lake Mary, Windermere in the Greater Orlando area, and then like South Tampa and St. Pete and West Chase, for example, in Tampa Bay area, there's not much room for new construction homes. There's occasional replacements of older homes and then remodeled homes. The amount of inventory for the recently remodeled homes or the tastefully remodeled homes or new construction homes in those well-established areas is very low, and the demand for it is still pretty strong. So we'll see those homes trade pretty quickly, especially if the new construction is near completion. And sometimes we're still seeing even multiple offers for these. This is much different compared to the newer areas on the perimeters of Greater Orlando or Greater Tampa, where these big production builders are putting up hundreds and hundreds of new home sites in each new subdivision. This makes it more of a buyer's market in those newer areas compared to the more well-established areas, as I mentioned earlier. For the entire mid-Florida area, people on average are getting a 97% sale price to list price ratio. That means on average, they're getting a 3% discount from the asking price. Compare that to a year ago, the average was about 100%. Again, that's just average. People are able to get much greater discounts than 3%, like 5, 10, even 25% sometimes. Much better time if you're a buyer for getting a discount. And interestingly, for those buyers who got a 10% or greater discount, 70% of those were an all-cash buyer. So if you're one of those people that are pulling your cash out of the bank right now, it might be a good time to find some deals in real estate. And if you're looking in Orlando and Tampa, give us a ring, happy to help. And if you don't have cash, that's okay. There's some good news for you if you're financing as well. FHA has increased the time frame for your loan up to 40 years, which will significantly decrease the amount of your monthly payment. And if you have prime mortgage insurance, which is usually required for FHA loans, they've decreased that by $117 a month for an average home sale. And then finally, the Hometown Heroes program has an increased amount of funding available. There are a lot of different people who can qualify for that. I've mentioned this in other videos. However, if you want more information, I'm happy to help. It's basically like a loan at 0% interest that will cover closing costs and interest rate buydowns or whatever you need. Reach out to me for more information. All of my contact information is in the description. And if you haven't already, like and subscribe. It helps us out. And thank you so much for watching this. We'll see you on the next one.